is burning with protests and the whole region is watching closely. In a powerful statement, Dolma Tsering, Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile, along with other Tibetan parliamentarians, has expressed deep concern over the growing violence in Nepal and has urged Nepali leaders to listen carefully to the voices of Gen Z. What does this mean for Nepal's crisis? And why are Tibetan leaders stepping into the conversation? Let's break it down. For weeks now, Nepal has been gripped by a wave of youth led protests, popularly called the Gen Z movement. It all started with anger over a government imposed social media ban, but very quickly the protests grew into something larger, a demand for accountability, jobs, and an end to corruption. The clashes have been deadly. More than 30 people have lost their lives in confrontations between protesters and security forces, while hundreds have been injured. Daily life has been disrupted, schools shut down, businesses closed, and curfews enforced in Kathmandu and other major cities. Nepal is at a breaking point, and the world is paying attention. Amid this tense situation, Dolma Tsering and her fellow Tibetan parliamentarians released a strong message of concern. They condemned the rising death toll and the violent crackdown in Nepal. Dolma Tsering urged Nepal's leaders to show restraint, stop the bloodshed, and engage in genuine dialogue with the Gen Z protesters. She stressed that the young generation of Nepal is not fighting for trivial reasons. They are standing up for democracy, transparency, and accountability. She also highlighted how youth led movements are reshaping politics around the world and reminded Nepal that ignoring its own young citizens could have dangerous long term consequences. But why is the Tibetan Parliament in exile taking such a clear stand on Nepal? The answer lies in the deep ties between the Himalayan communities. Nepal hosts a large Tibetan refugee population, many of whom are directly affected by instability in the country. Beyond that, Nepal's stability has regional importance. As Speaker, Dolma Tsering emphasized that Nepal's democratic journey matters not only to Nepalis but to the wider region. If youth voices are ignored, she warned, the fragile balance in Nepal could unravel further, threatening both peace and democratic progress. So, what exactly are the Gen Z protesters demanding? At the heart of their movement are three key calls: accountability, ending corruption and political nepotism; opportunity, tackling unemployment and creating real chances for the youth; freedom, protecting democratic rights, including access to social media and freedom of speech. Dolma Tsering echoed these demands, saying Nepal's youth must not be dismissed or sidelined. Their anger, she pointed out, reflects years of frustration with leaders who have prioritized power struggles over public service. Meanwhile, Nepal's political class is under intense pressure. The resignation of the Home Minister, talk of an interim government, and growing calls for neutral leadership show just how deep the crisis has become. Dolma Tsering's intervention adds weight to the international spotlight now shining on Nepal. Her message is clear: listen to the youth, commit to reforms, and choose dialogue over suppression. The alternative, she warned, could be even greater instability. To sum it up, Dolma Tsering and the Tibetan Parliament in exile have sent a clear message to Nepal's leaders. The youth are demanding change, and their voices cannot be ignored. The Gen Z protests have already reshaped the political conversation, and the world is watching to see whether Nepal's leaders will embrace reform or risk plunging the nation into deeper chaos. Thank you for watching. If you found this update informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on Nepal's unfolding crisis. And tell us in the comments, will Nepal's leaders finally listen to their Gen Z generation?